So we're going to begin,
as we will every week, just sitting. So just invite yourself to come onto your mat, bringing your physical body down onto the floor. So nice for this part of the class, as I was saying in the email, if you have a nice blanket or something warm to put around your shoulders, not just for warmth, but it also helps to ground you. Don't worry if you don't have it tonight, but it's just something to consider. So before we begin a yoga class, it's really important that we bring ourselves into the present moment. So whatever kind of a day or a week you've had, and whatever concerns, worries, or responsibilities you have right now is just time for you. So we'll sit crisscrossed like this. You can place a cushion or a blanket underneath to raise your hips up. It just means that the knees then can fall to the floor a little bit easier. Okay. So make sure the legs are comfortable. And then we just rest the hands with the palms facing up for tonight. Rest the palms, the hands right down onto your knees, palms open. And then take your attention to your spine. So we're going to start with thinking about the tailbone, the very bottom of your spine, and just sort of lift that up as far as your navel, and then from your navel lifting into the chest. So you'll feel your sort of rib cage and sternum lift a little bit, and then bring the shoulders back and release them down. So everything is kind of elevating, but at the same time, we're drifting down to the ground. So the heart is elevating, but the shoulders, arms, and legs are grounding down. And then you can softly close your eyes. Let the chin tilt down just a little bit so you feel the back of the neck opening. And then let your lips close softly. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. So if your teeth are a little bit clenched, you can let that go now. Mouth is soft and the tongue is resting on the roof of your mouth. So just notice the activity of your mind. Perhaps your mind is still busy, that's okay. Let's bring our attention to the inhalation and exhalation. So keeping the lips sealed, we're just breathing with the nose. Breathing in, notice the inhalation. Breathing out, notice the exhalation. If your mind starts to wander back up into your thoughts, just notice that and come right back to your breath. Noticing the inhalation, noticing the exhalation. The mind begins to quieten. Body still, mind still. Bringing your whole being into balance. Now take the biggest or deepest breath that you've taken today in through your nose to really fill up completely, and let it out through your mouth. Another 2 like that, the deepest breath you've taken today. So tonight what we're going to do, and over the next few weeks, is we're going to practice yoga, but in a gentle, softer way. And I think that's really important for this time of year. Like nature itself, I suppose, there are seasons, where the earth does different things. In spring it blooms, in summer it's really active, in autumn it sheds and lets go, and in winter it rests. And so as humans, I guess we should really follow the same idea. So it's really useful, I think, at this time of year. A lot of people put themselves under pressure in January to join a gym and get out walking 10 kilometers a day and all. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's a good idea this time of the year to move slowly and reserve your energy, spring and summer for all of that. But at this time of the year, if we, I don't know if you've heard of Ayurveda, which is sort of the medicinal part of yoga, they would be big thinkers of that. That at this time of the year we should eat differently, so nice warm stews to help digestion and that kind of stuff, and restful movement, not restful movement, sorry, gentle movement, and plenty of rest. So that's kind of the idea. Tonight we're going to start with a nice sequence to release energy blocks, because again I think it's a time of the year, particularly with COVID and everything, where we're holding on to a lot of tension. So we will do a little bit of joint releasing first, so just warming up the joints, and then we'll do that nice sequence of releasing energy blocks in the body. Okay, so you can stay seated. You can take your blanket off if you want. And we're going to start with the head and neck, so releasing all the way down the different joints. So releasing the shoulders down again, staying sitting as you are on your cushion if you like. We're going to move the head to the left. Sorry, we'll start with the right. We'll turn the head to the right. Keep your eyes closed or open, it doesn't matter. So just turning the head all the way over the right shoulder, feeling a nice twist in the back of the neck. And then taking it to the other side, all the way around to the left. Nice, smooth, gentle movements. Back to the center. Let's drop the chin down. Just the neck moving, so keep the shoulders upright. And then lifting the head, lifting the chin, and let the chin fall back, opening the throat. Bring the head back to the center. And then you're going to allow, again, keeping your shoulders where they are, just allow the right ear to float down towards the right shoulder. So you get that lovely opening in the left side of your neck. So we'll just hold that for a minute, because we do tend to gather a lot of tension and stress in our necks. And then float to the other side. So the left ear coming down towards the left shoulder. Then we'll start to make circles. So dropping the head down, circulating the head around. Nice big circles in an even flow. We'll do 3 on one side. And when you've done 3 in one direction, you can reverse it to the other side. Keep your attention also on your breath. So nice soft breathing. You'll begin to notice your breath settling into a rhythm with your movement. When you're finished, bring your head back to the center. Then we're going to rotate the shoulders. So let's bring the shoulders up towards the ears, as if you're kissing your ears with your shoulders. Then draw them back, shoulder blades coming together at the back, and let them sink down. Rolling up and back and down and again. And the other direction then, rolling them back, up and forwards. 3 of these. Nice. Okay, so nice and loose at the top of our bodies. We're going to bring our feet out straight now, legs out straight. We'll move down to the ankles. So I'm going to remove the cushion for that, whatever's comfortable for you. Bring your hands down by your sides, flat to the floor. And you're going to face your toes up towards the ceiling. And let's just wiggle the ankles left to right. Wake up the ankles. And then we'll rotate them one way. You might hear a few little cracks. Rotate them the other way. Don't worry. Right, and then lifting the right leg. We're going to bend at the knee and just open up or let the knees be a little bit more fluid. So just kicking the right foot up and back to open the knees. All right, and the other side, left side. Nice. Okay, take both feet back down to the floor, hands on the floor. We're going to take the hands back a little bit now and open up the outside of the hips. So to do this, come onto your fingertips at the back. You're going to lift your right leg up and then bring it out to the side, down to the floor, lift it and bring it all the way back to the center. Left side, lift, open it out, down to the floor, nice and wide, up and back. Once more on each side, lift, bring it out wide and down, up and back. The other side, up and out wide, up and back to the center. Brilliant. Okay, let's bend the knees now. Keep the hands behind, bend the knees and place the feet flat on the floor. You might want to bring your palms to the floor for this. All we're going to do is wave the knees from left to right. So again, just a nice little hip opener for the outside of the hips, left to right. Lovely. And come back into crisscross, taking the feet underneath, crisscrossed over, knees down towards the floor. And we'll just gently press both wings, both knees towards the floor. So the hips get particularly stiff if you haven't practiced for a while, so don't worry if you feel a little stiff tonight. As I said in the email, I'm recording the classes, so I'll be able to send you a recording. You can practice this a couple of times during the week if you have time, and that'll make the progress a little bit faster. Okay, we're going to take the fingertips onto the floor now and just stretch out the spine. So we're going to walk forward just as far as you feel comfortable, bringing the fingertips onto the floor, and then drop the head down. The idea here is that we feel the stretch of the spine from the tailbone curling all the way up through the middle back, the upper back, into the neck, chin down, so you can really feel the top part of the neck, the upper spine. And then slowly walk the hands back. Take the hands behind now again. Again, you can rest on your fingertips. I'm going to roll the shoulders back. Press the sternum forward so your rib cage lifting. Drop the chin back. So we're concaving the back. Look up. Nice, and release. Finally, the wrists. So to release the wrists, what we're going to do is this lovely movement, like the hands are dancing, so rolling them forward. And as you do, raise the arms up very slowly, like you're dancing up through the air. And when you bring the hands to lock out, or the arms to lock out, just drag them back a little bit. And then open the palms so the palms face up to the ceiling. Lovely. And then to come down, roll the hands the opposite way, rolling them backwards. All the way back down by your sides. Lovely, well done. Okay, we're going to come on to all fours now. So hands and knees. And we'll continue loosening the body by doing our lovely cow-cat pose. So for this, if you haven't done it before, your hands will be placed directly under your shoulders and your knees will fall directly under your hips and your fingers will spread out nice and wide, arms straight, toes pointing away. And as we inhale, then we're going to lift the tail, drop the belly towards the floor so you're concaving the back, look up. So you're creating lots of space in the chest and the abdomen. And then exhaling, we go the opposite way. So pulling the pubic bone towards you, pressing into the hands to round the back up towards the ceiling, chin down. So really opening the spine. So let's do that again. Inhaling to concave the back, tailbone up. And then exhaling in like a wave-like motion to open the spine. So inhaling to concave, lift the head, roll the tailbone up towards the ceiling, and exhaling, coming into cat pose, pressing with the hands, curling the back up. Really nice. We sit back on the heels, shake out the wrists, and we're going to come to standing now. So the body should feel a little bit looser. I'll just change my screen so you can see a little better. So with the body a little bit looser now, we're going to do that lovely energy releasing. So any energy blocks in the body, this should help us. Starting by just bringing the feet about hip width apart. We're going to stand in mountain pose and really get a sense of the weight of our bodies and centering ourselves. So let the arms just float down by the sides of your body. Again, your eyes can be open or closed for the whole practice, so you decide how and what feels best. So the feet are parallel, about hip width apart. And we're going to just pull up a little bit from your belly button. So again, the sternum is lifting up and out. Rib cage is lifted, so we don't want to slump. We feel nice and alert. And then just leaning forward, transfer the weight into the balls of your feet. So the heels don't come off the floor, but you're just leaning that little bit forward to transfer the weight into the fronts of your feet, the balls of your feet and your toes. And then the opposite, leaning back a little bit onto the heels, so transferring the weight onto the heels. So just explore that for a minute on your own, just forward and back, transferring the weight, noticing the weight into the heels or the weight into the balls of the feet. And now we're going to sort of circle the body. So bringing the weight into the sides of the feet, into the right-hand side of the feet, then into the front, to the left side, the backs of the heels, and around. So again, just very gentle, very subtle circles around the outsides, the toes, the balls of the feet, back into the heels, and then change direction. Really getting a sense of the weight in different parts of your feet. And now settle into the center. So noticing when you center yourself, the weight is evenly distributed into all parts of the feet. Shoulders relaxed. And the breath should be steady. Then take your right hand and bring it with the palm facing up just under your belly button. And your left hand comes overhead. So it's like you're holding a big beach ball, if you can think of it like that. As we inhale, we're going to allow the left elbow to stretch up and away. So making the beach ball a little bit bigger. And as we exhale then, we're going to lean into the right. Inhale again to elongate, so stretching that left elbow up and away. And here you should feel this nice length from your left ankle up through the left leg, also from the left hip up to the left armpit, and then from the armpit to the elbow and the elbow to the hand. This lovely opening, stretching, inhaling here. And then exhale to come back to the center and continue the flow so that we're changing sides. So now the left hand below the navel, right hand above. Inhale to make the beach ball a little bigger. Exhale, leaning into the left. So the weight will be transferred onto the left foot. And you'll feel that lovely stretch down the right side of the body. Inhale to lift that elbow again. And exhale back, one more each side. Changing. Inhale, lift the elbow. Exhale, lean. Inhale, lift the elbow. Exhale, release. Change sides. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lean. Transferring the weight onto the left leg. Feel that lovely stretch down the right side of your body. Really opening up everything, releasing any energy blocks. Inhaling here to lift that arm and exhaling to release. Arms down by your sides. The next one, we're going to inhale to lift the arms overhead. So imagine you're carrying a smaller ball this time. Lift it over your head. Pull the arms right back so the thumbs come behind. And then exhale to open the arms out to the sides. Two more like this. Inhaling, lift. Straight arms. Keep the head straight, looking ahead. Peel the arms back and exhale down. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Okay, let's leave the arms at shoulder width. And just drag them back a little bit. Okay, so that your thumbs are behind your eyes. Then you're going to turn the left hand upwards to face the ceiling and hold it in such a way like you're holding a cup. And then the other hand, your right hand palm is facing down again like it's holding a cup. And what we're going to do is just this rolling action. So we're going to rotate the arms so you can see on the video as I turn my left hand to face up, right hand around, and just alternating the movement. And as we do, move your head in the direction of the hand that's facing upwards, the upturned hand. So it's a nice rotation for your shoulders. So just releasing anything that's blocking in the shoulders and arms. Nice. Great, keep that going. Okay, take the arms back down by your sides now, and we're going to take the feet a little bit wider. So just a little bit wider than hip width. And we're going to inhale, take the arms up to shoulder level, palms facing downwards. Okay, so in this one, what we're going to do, again, we'll do it 3 times on each side. So the inhale is like this. The exhale then, we're going to turn to the right. So as we turn to the right, the left hand will sort of slide up the right arm until it comes to the collarbone. My left foot is coming, the left heel is coming up off the floor, so I can get a big twist as I exhale. And then inhaling, bringing it back to the center. Okay, so it's a nice twisting action. You'll feel the base of the spine twisting mostly, but as you turn the head, then you're also twisting the top of the spine. So again, just releasing any blocked energy down the spinal cord. Okay, So we'll start again, turning to the right first of all. Make sure the feet are parallel to begin with. Okay, so inhaling here, and then exhaling to turn. The feet will move now. The left heel comes off the floor, twisting all the way around. Inhale to come back to the center. Keep the flow going. Exhaling, taking the right arm up to the collarbone. Inhale back to the center. Nice flow. Exhaling. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling, twisting to the left. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling to the right. And last time. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, twisting to the left. Back to the center. And we're going to take our hands now onto the backs, onto our back. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this a little bit better, but you can stay facing forwards. So we're going to place the palms of the hand onto the lower back. Feet will be parallel, again, just more than hip width apart. So the flow of this one is nice. This is our forward bend, so a really nice one for releasing and letting go. So we're going to press with the hands, press the fingers down and in. And as we inhale, we're going to press to lean right back. So as far as is comfortable, lifting the chin as well. Keep the elbows in towards each other. And on the exhale, keep your hands where they are. And we're going to go half bend. So we're going to bring the back parallel to the floor, just to here, looking to the end of your mat or to the floor in front of you. And then we're going to inhale again to come back up to standing. And on the exhale, then take the hands away and drop all the way to the floor. If you want, you can keep the knees soft for this. Just taking the backs of the hands towards the floor in a nice loose forward bend. No tension in the neck at all. Get back to the start. So we inhale slowly, chin comes up last, place the hands on the back. Continue the inhale as we push forward, concave the back. Exhaling then, come into our half bend. Keep the hands where they are, feet on the floor. Inhaling, come up. And then exhale, just let it all flow like a waterfall towards the floor. Inhaling, come up, hands on the lower back. Continue the inhale, leaning back. Exhale, half forward bend. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, rolling forward. Let's hold it here for a minute. So the forward bend is one of my favorite poses. It's a great pose to really relieve yourself of stress. So if the legs are a little stiff, you can bend the knees slightly to just get the hands to the floor, because it's the feeling obviously as well as touching the floor. So the backs of the hands, like monkey arms, just resting down on the floor. Really important that the shoulders, there's no tension, so they're just falling forward. And also the neck is really loose, so the chin will be tucked in towards the chest. So a really good one to do after a hard day's work. Relieve yourself of the stress. Also really good for the lower back, because as you can see in this pose, the lower back is wide open. So releasing any energy blockages there. Great. Take the fingertips to the floor now and just lift the chin. And then we're going to come into a squat. So bending the knees, let the knees come out to the sides. And you're in this nice squat position. Okay, so the next movement we have is a little bit more energizing. So when we inhale, if you can, take your hands off the floor and press them out in front at shoulder level. Otherwise, you can keep your hands on the floor once your chin is up. So this is the inhale. And then the exhale, take the fingertips to the floor and come into a full forward fold. Okay, so inhaling, squat. Take the hands up as you hold the breath. Exhaling. 2 more like this. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling into your squat. Take the hands off the floor if you can. And exhale. From here now, soften the knees. And very slowly curl yourself up. Chin comes up last. So curling up bit by bit. Feeling each vertebra roll up until the back is straight. So lift the chin. And then bring the feet a little closer together, parallel. Let the hands drift down by your sides and turn the palms outwards. Again, just find that center. So distributing the weight evenly throughout your feet. Let the shoulders reach back a little bit and relax downwards. Close your eyes. And just notice the energy of the body. So maybe you'll feel the circulation a little more active. You feel a little looser, a little lighter. And a bit more grounded. Face soft, breath returning to normal. Okay, we're going to come down onto the floor now to do 1 or 2 asana or postures, continuing with the theme of releasing energy. Okay, so we'll spend a little bit of time on just 3 main postures tonight. Okay, so if we lie down, keep the knees bent. So we're going to try bridge pose tonight. We don't need any props for this one. I think most of you will be able for this. So with the feet flat on the floor, just walk them back as close to your bum as possible. Your hands and arms will be down by your sides. With your fingertips will probably reach the backs of your heels. Okay, so that's kind of the position we want to start in. Just make sure the feet are parallel and they're at least hip width apart. Okay, so what we're going to do is, as we inhale, I want you to clench your buttocks and just lift your tailbone. Hold it here and relax. As you inhale again now, start to peel your lower back off the floor, then your middle back off the floor, coming right up to your upper back. So the hips are raising upwards and upwards and upwards towards the ceiling. So you can just breathe normally here as you hold it up. And then as we exhale, we come down again, starting at the upper back, then the middle back, and right down into the tail. So it's almost like your spine is a chain and each of your vertebrae are like links in the chain. So we roll them down and roll them up one by one. Okay, so we'll try that again. Keep in mind that the bridge pose, it's a really good way of releasing any buildup of stagnant energy in your lower back. Okay, so around the sacrum, it releases energy from there. It also acts as like a bridge between your head and your body and your heart and your mind. So if you can think of it like that, that it's the bridge between your outer persona and your inner self. When we do the bridge, we really try to connect to who we really are. Okay, so let's do it with our breath. As we inhale then, rolling the tailbone up, middle back up, all the way to the top. If you find that your neck is hurting a little bit, you can tilt your chin down a little bit to lengthen the back of the neck. And then roll yourself down, link by link, tailbone last. Let's try a couple more like that. So in your own time, inhaling as long as you can, smoothly as you can, lifting the chain, rolling it up off the floor. And then floating down bit by bit. Two more like that. Synchronize your breath as best you can. So a long inhale through the nose as you're lifting. When you get to the top, just hold it there for a minute. Let the light shine from your abdomen, from your chest. And then slowly let it go as you come down. Right. Okay. You're going to take your feet off the floor now. Keep the knees bent and place your hands on your knees. So palms down, facing down onto your knees. We'll just make little circles now. Circling your knees one way, massaging the lower back and pelvis, and then the opposite way. Bring both feet to the floor again. And you're going to straighten out your left leg, leaving your right knee bent. So we're going to do a nice revolved twist here. So twisting the spine again. They say this is a very appropriate pose if you have any hesitancy in your mind at the moment. So if you're feeling a little bit hesitant or trying to make a decision, this is a nice pose. So lifting the right foot off the floor, take your left hand across onto the right foot, onto the right knee. And let the right arm open out wide onto the floor, palm facing up. As you inhale, take the knee towards your chest, and as you exhale, then bring it across your left leg. So the right knee comes down to the floor on the opposite side of your left leg. All the while you're trying to keep your right shoulder on the floor. So I know that's not easy for everybody. So if you find that your right shoulder doesn't stay on the floor, lift the knee up a little bit. Rest the foot on the knee of the other side. That might feel a little better. If you can go a little bit deeper, take the right foot onto the floor and take the knee down to the floor, using your left hand as a little bit of, to push it a little bit or ease it down. And then turn your head to look down the right arm. So we're holding this for a few breaths. How's everyone doing? Okay. Nice. Let's inhale and take that knee back up, drop the foot back down to the floor. Now straighten the right leg and bend the left knee. If you're finding it hard to get the knee down to the floor, if one of your blankets or your cushion is beside you, you could just reach out and take it, and that will act as the floor. So you can place it under the knee that's going to come to the floor to sort of raise the floor and so take the pressure off your knee. Okay. So we bring the arms out wide across the body, both shoulders on the floor. Left knee is bent, left foot on the floor. Right leg is straight. So we inhale, take that knee up towards the chest, foot off the floor, take the right hand onto the left knee, and as you exhale then, pulling it across, down to the left, to the right side, across the right leg, and then look towards the left arm. So you should feel a nice stretch from your lower back right into the middle back. Also, the rib cage is wide. So imagine and visualize a light shining from your lower back right up into your back rib cage. Remember to breathe, so all the time taking the breath to where it's needed most. Inhale, come back. And exhale, take both legs flat to the floor. Bend the knees again, place your hands onto the knees. And if you can, we're going to roll up to sitting. If that's difficult for you, you can roll over onto one side and come up to sitting that way. Okay. So we're going to do a nice forward fold now. Forward fold is the seated forward fold. This is a really nice one for calming the mind. Okay, so particularly good if you're going through an emotional time of your life. This is a really nice pose to release emotions, to let everything go, to calm the mind, and it releases. So the back is wide, the abdomen has been taken care of, and the heart is also protected. Okay, so we'll do this nice and slowly because it's a challenging pose, but we'll get there. So we're going to start by sitting. Just pull out the flesh from your buttocks so that your seat bones, both of them, are equally distributed onto the floor. And your toes will point up towards the ceiling again. Just place the hands on the floor alongside your hips. Relax the shoulders and tilt the head down for a moment. So spine nice and long. Okay, when you're ready, what we're going to do is lean forward. We're not going to roll forward or bend forward. We're going to lean forward, bringing the spine out straight. So the spine is diagonal, if you like, you know. So we're not bending just yet. And let the arms just float down onto the floor, hands flat down, palms facing down, toes still looking up at the ceiling. We're going to take a nice big breath in here to lengthen the spine. So as if somebody is literally pulling a cord from the crown of your head to lengthen the spine this way. And then as you exhale, now you begin to round forward. And as you do, just let the hands come a little bit further. If you can, hold on to the ankles or the feet or the toes. And we want to try to bring the chin towards the knees. That doesn't mean your chin has to touch your knees, but in that direction. And we're going to hold this for about 8 long breaths, okay? So I know the backs of the legs may be a little bit uncomfortable in this. So just go to a point where the level of discomfort is manageable. Using your breath, each time you inhale, take the breath to the backs of the legs. And if it's particularly uncomfortable, you can bend the knees, no problem. Bend the knees, slip a little blanket or a cushion underneath your knees, and then grab hold of the toes. So like I said at the beginning of the class, the importance of this class is allowing ourselves to feel nurtured and taken care of. So it's not about how far you can stretch or putting your body through much pain. Tonight's class is not a very challenging class. It's more about taking care, releasing energy, releasing tension, getting rid of stress. So go easy, bend your knees for tonight if you want to. Let the breath be long, soothing. and allow your mind to calm. Slowly now you're going to inhale as you allow your body to curl back up. Again, the chin is always up last. Taking the shoulders back, lift the chin, roll the shoulders out. Okay. Now we're going to take our blankets for the next pose. So you can use 1 or 2 blankets, whatever suits. This pose is a half shoulder stand. So that's why the blankets are going to come in useful, because we don't want to do a full shoulder stand. It's a little bit too challenging, I think, for tonight. So take the blankets, make a nice stack like this, make it comfy. And you want it wide enough so that when you sit on the edge, you still have a little bit of give at the back, still a bit of blanket at the back. So you're going to sit right on the edge. So take a minute to get organized. Okay. So when you're ready then, you're going to allow yourself to lower down. So onto the hands first, gently coming onto your elbows, and then allow the back and the shoulders to reach the floor. So just adjust yourself so that there's no skin being stretched too much. So when you're here, adjust yourself so that your hips and your bottom and your very lower back, your tailbone, is on the blanket, a little bit higher than your middle back. Okay, then walk your feet towards the blanket. And when you're ready, take the feet off the floor and raise the legs 90 degrees. The arms will just float down onto the floor, palms facing down. Let the shoulders relax. Allow your face to be nice and soft. And just enjoy that feeling of allowing the blood flow to reverse from your feet down into your hips, down into that sacral area. So when you're practicing this on your own at home, you can use a wall. If you find it challenging to keep the legs up, it's really nice to use a wall. So again, just propping yourself up on a cushion in front of the wall and allow the legs to be supported by the wall. And you can hold that for up to 20, 30 breaths. We won't have time for that tonight, but you'll be glad to hear. So now we'll bend the knees, take the feet back to the floor, and then roll over onto your right hand side. And then find your blanket for resting. We'll take some rest now for the next 8 or 10 minutes of the class. So make sure you're really warm. Grab a glass of water if you need to rehydrate. And then come back to lying flat on your mat. So you can use a cushion under your head if you like. You can also use your blankets if you suffer with lower back problems. Use your blankets or your cushion under your knees. Some people also like to have a cushion under each arm. Your arms will be down the sides of your bodies. So if you want, you can place a cushion under each arm as well to elevate the arms. It's very nice feeling to do that. Just whatever way you are this evening, make sure you're comfortable and warm. Make sure your spine is in the middle of the mat, so you're not, the spine is not off, it's not misaligned. So straight spine down the center of your mat. The chin can be slightly down as well, just again to get that length in the back of the neck so the spine is straight, like you're laying that chain out flat. And make the face nice and soft. So releasing any tension anywhere in the body. Your legs will be slightly apart, with the right foot falling out to the right, left foot falling out to the left. So relaxation is really, really important. It's as important as exercise. Because it's, I suppose it's a state of well-being, relaxation, that is created by releasing tension. And there's a lot of tension around and a lot of stress and worry. So allow yourself and invite yourself that for the next 5 minutes or so, you're going to allow yourself to fall into the depths of yourself, to rest in the stillness of your being. Draw your awareness away from any external stimulus, coming into a deeper level of awareness. So to help us do that, let's place our hands, palms down on our abdomens. And to help us to find that inner, deeper self, we'll use our breath to guide us there. So with your hands resting on your abdomen, breathe in through your nose, right down into your belly button. And feel that nice, gentle rise of your belly. And as you exhale, allow it to sink towards the floor. With the inhale, feel the abdomen rising up a little bit. And with the exhale, floating back down towards the floor. Continue breathing in through your nose. And breathing out through your nose or through your mouth. Full awareness on the intake of breath and the releasing and letting go. Imagine you're breathing into every space in your body. Breathing into your mind, creating space between your thoughts and your emotions. Every time your mind wanders away, take it back to breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Allow your breath to guide you into your deepest self. In your own time, bring your awareness back to the room you're in. Open your senses, notice the sounds, the smells. Notice the feeling of your body, the weight of it on the floor. Notice how you feel physically, mentally, spiritually. Thank yourself for making the time to give yourself this hour of self-care. And now start to gently move your fingers and toes. Maybe you'd like to bend your knees. Rocking from side to side. And then eventually rolling onto your right hand side. And you can come back to sitting.